In this video, we're talking about how to overcome a difficult situation.
Hey, Sua!
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's YouTube video on how to overcome a difficult situation. But first, as always, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell so you know when the next video comes out, because we want to make sure you are continuing to learn, because I know you're trying to get better. We're going to talk about how to improve, and whether you're an athlete, a parent, a teacher, a leader, you are going through tough times. We all go through tough times. Now, the tough times we're going to be talking about in this video are not severe mental health clinical issues where you need to visit and meet with a licensed clinical psychologist. No, we're talking about slumps in sport. We're talking about hitting your quota at work. We're talking about the grind of school and juggling school and athletics and being a good son or being a good daughter or being a good student athlete, whatever it may be. Those are the kind of problems we're going to be talking about in this episode. But before we get going, I want to start a new tradition in these videos. I want to ask you every single week, what was the best part of last week? What was the best part of last week? Not the videos, but in your life. And if you could please share it in the comment section below, because what I'm noticing is that it's easy to be negative. It's easy to doubt. It's easy to be inundated with stressful thoughts and stressful feelings because of just the adversity we face every day. And you give power to what you focus on. We've spoken about that over and over again. And so as you watch these videos, my invitation to you is to pause and to find the good that's happening, to hunt the good stuff. And please share your good stuff with the rest of us. Last week was a pretty easy one. It was Thanksgiving here in the United States. My family and I went to Los Angeles, California, which is the other side of the country, and got to see family, have some good food, and it was an absolute blast. We don't do that enough. So please share with us what yours is. Another request I have, please pull out a journal. Hit the pause button, hit the stop button, and go find a journal. Because what I'd like to start doing is I would like to invite you to capture the thoughts and the lessons that you're getting from these videos. It's easy to watch a podcast or to listen to a podcast, to watch a video, to find a great quote, and to think it's good in the moment, and then you forget about it. What I hope that you do with these videos is you capture and write down some ideas. So I'm gonna give you some time as you're watching this video to go and capture some of your thoughts. So let's get into it. This video is dedicated to those who are passing through difficult times. And I want you to imagine that I'm working with you one-on-one. The questions I'm gonna ask you to answer them as if you were sitting right here with me. So, question number one for you is, what are the brutal facts of your difficult situation? What are the brutal facts? Now, if you're wondering what does that even mean, brutal facts are the aspects of your situation that you cannot change even if you wanted to. It's the facts. These aren't your feelings. This isn't your judgment. This isn't open for interpretation. It is what it is. These are the facts. And whether you can notice them, you also know they're facts because someone outside of your situation, they can say it as well. They can be like, yep, this is the difficult part of, or some of the difficult variables or factors of your situation. Hit the pause button and go write down, what are the brutal facts of your situation? Now, hopefully you did that. And if you're doing that and you actually feel worse as a result of doing it, you feel like the situation is more dire, you feel like you have no faith that you're gonna overcome it, that's okay. That's only question number one. We have 4 more coming. But what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to stare at the facts in the face. We are often heard or hit with messages to focus so much on positivity, focus so much on all the good, and to keep your head up and be positive, that sometimes we just brush the facts under the rug. We try to ignore them. We try to tell people, no, I'm not worried about the facts. I don't want to see that. You can't change what you're not aware of. And sometimes the most important thing to find solace to your problems or answers to your problems is to stare your problems right in the face. But we live in a world where we don't want to stare them in the face. Question number 1 was all about that. Now, to contrast that with question number 2, which is, what gives you hope that it's all going to work out? That's question number 2. What gives you hope that it will all work out? Now, answers could be people who are around you, your support system. It could be the fact that you've overcome something similar to it. It could be your values. It could be certain habits or skill sets you have. It could be whatever you want it to be. But what gives you hope that this situation you're going through will eventually be over and you'll come out on the other end? Please hit the pause button and go write in your journal or your note page on your phone what gives you hope in your current situation. Now, the reason that was so important to do is simply because a lot of people, they get so focused on the negative, so focused on the brutal facts that they don't pause to see all the good that could help them overcome and navigate this difficult situation. And so that's what I wanted you to do. This reminds me of something called the Stockdale Paradox. Now, you've heard me talk about the Stockdale Paradox before. There's a story of Admiral James Stockdale, who was a fighter pilot, got shot down in the Vietnam War, and he was a prisoner of war for 8 years, and he was tortured over and over and over again. Well, eventually he got out, and he was interviewed on how he got out. Now, before he answered how he got out, he shared who didn't get out, and it was the optimists. The optimists were the ones who didn't get out. The interviewer said, "What do you mean the optimists?" He said, "The optimists were the people who said, we're gonna get out by Thanksgiving." And Thanksgiving came and went. And then they said, we're gonna get out by Christmas. Christmas came and it went. New Year's came and they're in the same position. Easter, nope, Easter came and it went. And he goes on to say that they died of a broken heart. However, those who escaped were able to hold the same 2 principles in their mind. Number 1, they were able to stare the brutal facts in the face. And number 2, they had an undeniable faith that they were going to be okay in the end. That they would not just escape, but that they would thrive afterwards. And that's what question 1 and 2 are doing. It's inviting you to consider and to build the Stockdale Paradox in you, to stare the brutal facts in the face, number 1, and then to focus on the things that give you hope that it's going to be okay. But we got 3 more questions, which leads us to question number 3. What are the odds that you're going to end up overcoming this adversity? What are the odds? Put a percentage on it. Is it 90%? Are you 10% certain? Are you 50% certain? Now, the reason it's important to put a number on it is because whatever number you give, you're saying that there is a chance. Even if you say 1%, you're telling me there's a chance. But here's the other thing. Whatever percentage you give, there's also a bulk of a percentage that you're saying that is, you know what? Even if you're 60% certain it's going to happen, you still leave a 40% cushion that it might not turn out the way you want it to turn out. There are other possibilities. And you're saying that out loud. If you say you're 90% certain it's going to work out, then you're still saying there's a 10% chance that it doesn't, or a 10% chance that something outside of what you want to happen. And so by identifying and putting a number on it, it's going to help you be mentally, emotionally, and physically agile so when or if things don't work out the way you want it to. So this is what I'd like you to do. Hit the pause button and go and write down what percentage you'd put on the fact that you're going to overcome this difficult situation. Now, I'm glad you did that, which leads us to question number 4. What can you do to increase those odds? What can you do to increase those odds? It could be habits you have. It could be focusing on the process. It could be a mindset you have, whatever you want. If I were to tell you to improve those odds of success, improve those odds that you're gonna get out of this, what would you do to improve those odds? hit the pause button and go write down what you would do to increase those odds. And so that's why it's so important to identify what those things are, which leads us to the last question, number 5, which is, what can you control? When you're going through adversity, it's so easy to focus on things you have no control over, the past, the future, other people. When you're going through tough times, it's incredibly important to reestablish the things you can control. Last time, you're gonna hit the pause button and you're gonna go and write down the things you can control. Now, here's a little hint. That list is gonna be incredibly small. Go do it right now. Now, welcome back. So, what have you noticed? It was extremely small, right? The things that you can't control, stay right there and focus on those things. As you focus on the things you can control, you're gonna be in the driver's seat. You're gonna be the captain of your ship. You're no longer gonna be in the passenger seat and just get thrown around by the world. You're still in charge, even though the situation is very difficult. So there you have it. 5 questions that I asked you that can help you get yourself out of this difficult situation. Number 1, what are the brutal facts? Number 2, what gives you hope that you're gonna be okay? Question number 3, what percentage do you feel, or what are the odds, what do you feel are the odds that you are gonna escape this thing or overcome this? Number 4, what can you do to increase those odds? And number 5, what can you control? What I'd like you to do in the comment section is to share with the rest of us which question was your favorite. Which question really got your mind going and really helped reframe your situation? I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're a parent, a teacher, a coach, a leader in some way, and someone's going through a tough time, these will be great questions to ask someone else to help them navigate whatever they're going through. Once again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Have a great week, and we'll do it again next time.